Hello, sorry to keep you waiting. Should I start or you?
Yeah, so
introduce or something?
hello dear friends. Today I want to introduce you our speaker for the speaking club. His name is Ellдар. Maybe he will tell you the whole story about the etymology of his name because it's very interesting. Maybe you will try to guess what it means in our language or in English language, okay? And we're going to have a very special discussion today about Norway, okay? In English language, of course, because Ellдар, he was born in Norway and he's living in Norway right now. So I know that you are wondering and you are craving to ask him lots of questions about Norway, about Norwegian culture and language and people, and in general about their society. And also, we're going to talk maybe about some collaboration of Ukrainian people and people from Norway, and maybe you have some questions about educational process in Norway, because Ellдар is going to tell you that he's the former teacher, ex-teacher of math in Norway, and he's still working, although he's the pensioner, but he's still working. He's changed a couple of occupations. If I'm not mistaken, 3, yes. He tried himself in different spheres. So I'm giving the floor to Ellдар. So he will just present himself and then you'll have a chance to ask him the questions for discussion. Okay? Yes. Any questions so far? No? No? Okay, so Ellдар, give you the floor.
Very nice to meet you all. And my name, Ellдар. And it has a special meaning because my father, he was a little bit philosophic, and when my brother was born, he was given the name Kjetil because my uncle, he was sailing all through the war. From 1939 to 1945, he was sailing on the sea, including delivering materials, weapons and ammunition for the Red Army in order to beat Germany. So he was sailing to Murmansk.
Do you need a chair?
At the moment I can stand.
Yes.
Yeah. If I'm getting pale or look very tired, you can come with the chair. Fine. No, so, and his name was Kjell. And Kjell means the kettle. You know the kettle? Mm-hmm. Yes. But it also means the helmet. If you turn the kettle, you can put it on your head, and then you have a helmet. Like we had one Viking helmet here. So, my brother, he was born in 1945, and he got the name Kjell. Because my mother, she had been waiting for her brother all these years without knowing anything, whether he was alive or not. The Red Army, they could send letters home telling them, I am still alive. But the Norwegian Navy, they were not able to send any letter home to their families, so nobody knew if he was alive. So my brother, he got the name Kjell. And when my father, when I should have my name some years later, my father said, we have kettle, but we need fire under the kettle. So my name is Ellдар because El is old Norwegian name for fire. It's the word for fire. And when we have the suffix dar, means the warrior. So I am the warrior coming with fire. Yeah. So that's the history. We were 3 children growing up, but my father died very early, so I was only 5 years old when he died. So my mother, she was living alone with us all through the years. I got my education, yes, but I had to start working very early, so I have been in normal work. No, well, not normal all the time, but I've been working since I was 12 years old. I started from 12 years old making money from the beginning. And later, after I retired from school, my friends who owns a bus company, they tell me, Eldar, you have to come and take the bus and drive. Help us a little bit. Yes, so now I'm driving bus. But I haven't forgotten my children at school, and you're all at the age that I've been teaching. Normally, my school was between 13 and 16 years old. And my oldest students, they were born in 1956. So, they are now. They will be 62 years old next year. So now I've had a fantastic time in school. I enjoy working with the young generation. So maybe you have some answers, some questions.
We're always interested in all foreigners. We start asking what fascinating, impressive things, because it's very difficult. Maybe sometimes they find here in Ukraine. What is the most special for you here in Ukraine?
Well,
what do you find interesting about the culture, people, food,
yeah,
etc.?
no, I think it must be my wife. I found her in 15 years ago, and we are still together. The first Ukrainian I met was Andrei Bogatay. He is one of the most famous artists in this country. He's a glassmaker, and he is the rector, he is the leader of the Academy of Arts in Lviv. Ah, this was. Do I look pale or? Only look old. Okay. Fine, I'll sit down.
Okay, any questions? Kirill, you prepared lots of questions in there. He's like very interested about Norway.
Yes.
What dishes you eat in Norway?
What dishes I eat in Norway?
Yeah.
Oh, I like to eat fish. And we have a big club in my city where I live, calling the Cod Lovers Society. And so we have a big party. So,
do you
2
know
to 3
cod?
times.
Fish cod? C-O-D, cod?
We are related to each other. We both have beards. Ah, you have seen pictures of a cod?
No.
The cod has a beard, and me too.
Yeah, so
My beard is small now.
who can translate cod? Yes, yes. So cod is what? Yes. And herring as well. Herring as well is like...
Herring is not Treska.
But it's traditional. I mean, she said before, like in Russian, Selёdka, herring also popular.
Yes. And now when we laugh, it's so much easier to remember. You see? We can make a joke and then it's much easier.
So what about herring?
Herring is also a very important fish. And most of the herring you get here in Ukraine is coming from a town only 80 kilometers from my house. It's called Egersund. And if you are traveling in Kiev, you will find a big fish shop in Potsnyaki, which is called Egersund Fish Market.
Real? What about next question?
Then, yes, you were... excuse me, yes, you are.
How children go to school in Norway?
How?
Yeah.
They walk on their feet. And many of them take bus. Yes. I can, it was a question about fish. I'm a member of the local club of coastal culture. So they make this magazine, and I took some with me. Of these magazines, but I don't give them away. I want to have them back.
And it's in Norwegian, right?
It is in Norwegian, so you don't learn so much, but it's quite interesting to see how, there are some pictures and some technique and here I can show you some pictures, traditional, of old fishing boats. These are very special because they are from northern Norway. And the sea breaking the shores in northern Norway is a little bit different from the sea further south. And when they are fishing in northern Norway, they have to go to some places where the sea is more open. And that's why they have a little bit other design.
Are they related to the Vikings?
This is as close you can come to the Viking ships.
Okay.
They are made today just like the Vikings did once upon a time. You can send this around. With a high nose and a high back.
Okay.
And when it's on the sea, when it suddenly starts blowing and the waves are coming, it's possible to turn the boat against the sea so that the sea is not breaking the boat down.
Yeah. Here's the next
Yes,
question.
yes, I noticed.
Do you celebrate Christmas?
Yes, so we do.
How do you celebrate?
We have a Christmas tree and we have presents and we have very good food. A little bit too good. Yes.
What dishes do you have?
Oh, it differs. We eat
The main.
yes. But there are different traditions in different families. So pork is quite popular. The rib, svinja. Rib. And also dried sheep. Yeah, dried mutton. It is dried, and it's salted and dried. And when we prepare, we boil it for 3-4 hours. Oh yes.
The longer you boil, the tastier it is and the healthier.
No, well,
Some people say
it's definitely not healthy.
No?
No. Too much salt.
Too much salt.
Yes, too salt. Normally. But it's very tasty. I like it a lot. And of course this was necessary. This was necessary for people, the Vikings, they were traveling a long way on the sea. They were traveling from Norway. I'll show you here. Where is the boy's sword? The sword.
Okay.
I don't want to be dangerous, but it's very practical. I use this as in the morning.
Okay.
That's
I just
In
have the
meantime.
case if it's okay. It will serve the
yes,
point.
this will do it. This will do it perfectly. No, you know the Vikings. They were sailing from Norway to Iceland and to Greenland, and some of them were also sailing down here. Yeah, they were the first ones in America, and Iceland got the name. Not because of the ice, but some of the old Norwegians, they found Iceland so nice that we want to keep it for ourselves. We don't want anybody else to share this nice land with us. And in those days, Iceland was full of wood. Today, you hardly find trees at all. But now there is a special history about that, and when the times are changing all the time, so now it's getting warmer in the climate, but 1,000 years ago it was warmer. It was even warmer then than we have today. So in southern part of Greenland it was possible to grow grain. And it was possible to make a living, not only by fish. In Iceland, you could grow grain, and there were trees enough to make everything you want. But today, it's less. And of course, these islands here, Faroe, Shetland, Orkneys, and the Hebrides, they were all Norwegian. So there's a long and interesting history about how we lost these places, because it was mainly because the Danish king, he was bankrupt, he didn't have money, so he needed to do something special in order to fix money. So what he did was to import Luther. Because then he could take all the values of the church. He could take over. And he had 3 daughters. He should marry away 3 daughters, and he needed to give money with these 3 daughters. Oh, that was very tough in those days. If you should marry a girl, or if you should get married, yes, your father, he will be bankrupt. Because he had to give so much money in order to get rid of his daughter. Yeah. Fantastic how they did. Huh?
This is your father, by the way.
Oh, this is the father. Well, he could afford the camera, but if it was in those days, he couldn't afford the camera.
Did you understand what he said? No?
Не понимаю? What a pity, but you need to tell him afterwards, okay? Yeah. But you catch, I can see from your smile that you understand what I say.
She does.
Yes, because I can see when she's laughing. So I understand this. So okay, so the king was then in Copenhagen, and he gave away the Orkneys because one of his girls should be married to the king of Scotland. So there is a long history about it. Yes. Should we find more food? I've taken with me.
You've taken
Oh yes, some very special. Just a second.
But it's not German. They have different letters. He will tell you. You may ask him the question, because Eldar, he speaks 3 or 4 foreign languages, and it's easier for them because the alphabet in Norwegian language is like similar to German and English, so they can easily speak the language.
Well, I have to pack it. We need something, I guess. I have to pack it a little bit special. We call this old cheese. And my children, they say, oh, no.
That's why you left the doors open.
It's for grandfathers. But this was what the Vikings were bringing with them, together with the dried sheep and nettles. Nettles.
Yeah, Poplawski likes nettles.
Yes.
You know, it's green color.
Green color.
And it's very good for your hair.
Yes.
Yes, and you can add this to vodka.
It's burning when you touch it.
What's that? And it's burning when you touch it.
Yeah.
So what is nettle? You had cards with this. It's a green color. When you touch it, it's burning. Well, you can use this herb for hair, shampoo. Yes, and plastic.
Yes,
yes.
okay. Does it look delicious? Delicious.
And what's that?
And this is really old.
Old cheese.
I think it's. I think I bought it in August.
And you can still eat this?
This is made of skimmed milk.
Very
little fat.
Can we smell?
Yes, of course you can if you do.
Is it cheese? Is it eaten?
No, it's milk, normal cow milk, but it's skimmed. You take the fat away, and there is a special process in order to make it. And
it's like
they keep it as a secret, so they.
Recipe here?
Yeah.
And it was nettle or not? I didn't catch this.
No, nettles are not here.
Nettles are not here.
No, but they used nettles as food and also for clothing.
Yeah, for clothing as well.
Yeah. And I'm quite sure that this cheese has once upon a time been made also in Ukraine.
Is it healthy?
Very healthy.
Very healthy?
This is really healthy. Yeah, absolutely.
Very healthy.
Yeah. So I asked my children if they can start eating old cheese. If you find a knife and a plate, we can cut some pieces if somebody wants to taste.
Yes?
Fine,
Yes.
fine, fine.
Yes, someone wants to taste.
Yes, yes, yes. So, this is something that is really special. Everything else you find around in the world, even in Ukraine. But in Norway, you find old cheese and nowhere else. Yeah. So that is a speciality.
So just
Yes,
You eat salo.
I eat. Oh, I just
lard.
had.
Lard.
Yes, I just had some salad.
Really?
Yes, I had some
You've
salad.
been to the restaurant?
I
Ukrainian style?
I was to the restaurant. It took some time in order to get from the restaurant because we had to eat up.
And what did you eat? Could you tell us?
Borscht.
Borscht?
Borscht and salad. We had
And
some
that's
salad
it?
and some black bread, and that's all.
You visited Ukrainian restaurant?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
I told him to go to Italian, but okay.
well,
Do you remember the name of the restaurant?
No, but it was a very nice
Yeah,
place.
okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like it.
Yes, 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 because he said he was going to Italy, and I said, isn't it possible that maybe you have a Ukrainian restaurant
Okay.
in Venice? Yes, so,
So it was good?
very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lard and borscht. Anything else?
Yes, some tomato juice we had, some black bread we had,
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay.
and a little bit extra, but
You had alcohol?
a little bit.
But he was driving.
Yes, I didn't say he had.
Ah, okay. Good. But was it vodka with nettle?
Without nettle. Well, I didn't see the nettle.
Ah, okay.
Maybe
Okay.
it
It was
hidden
green
somewhere.
or transparent?
It was transparent.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Just
you,
checking.
you can ask him about the details.
Yeah.
He knows it everything. Yes, good.
What car brand is the most popular in the Norway?
I must say Volkswagen is a very popular brand. And Volkswagen, they buy a lot of parts from Norway. So when you drive a Volkswagen, you drive a lot of Norwegian parts in it. Yeah. And Volkswagen is totally buying more service and parts from Norway than we buy Volkswagen. So we make money on Volkswagen. Yeah. Yes. More questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was
Just a second.
what is the usual temperature in the Norway?
Oh, that is very difficult to say. Because outside my house I can have 0 degrees, while some people that I know they can have minus 20 at the same time. Ukraine is more or less the same. You have variations from, well, maybe 0 to minus 5 at the same time, all over the country. But in Norway it's different. We have areas in Norway with plus 10 and other areas with minus 40. My house is close to the sea, so normally I have around 0 degrees in the winter time. And little snow. But if I want to go skiing, it takes me an hour and a half maximum in the car, and then I have beautiful places for skiing.
And could you tell about summer? Summer
Yes.
weather, how it varies?
Weather is changing also in summer. So they can have 20, 25, 30 degrees in one part, and 5, 10 in another part. So that's possible. It's very big variations. So the history about the weather forecast is a quite interesting history. And a lot of the technology which has been developed in order to make weather forecast is made in Norway. Now, that's Norwegian, because of the Norwegian fisheries. Even the D-Day was changed. The 6th of June, 1944, when you read the history. That should have been the 5th of June. Yeah. But in Norwegian, he said, no, we need to wait until the 6th. So Eisenhower said, yes, good, we do. So we did. They all agreed the fifth would have been catastrophe. Yes?
Do you have any symbols of Norway?
Symbols.
Yes.
See, we have the flag, which has now been some of the most popular symbols. You can take it by hand. Yes. The taste is very special, but
Not like cheese.
no, it's not like cheese. No, I said it was very special. Was it difficult?
It's very tasty.
Very strong taste? Yes, yes.
You know what you say? It's an interesting taste.
That is very interesting. That is an interesting taste, yes.
There
Good,
is no
good, good.
there is no fish here.
No, here's no fish.
No fish.
No, this is from land, and fishes are in the sea.
This is from land.
This is from
This is like considered to be dairy product.
It's a dairy product.
You know it, yes. You don't know.
You tested cheese.
We have
What?
one student here. She's been working in Norway for how many years?
12
Huh?
She worked in Norway.
I work in greenhouse.
Ah, yes.
Grimstad.
Yes, you couldn't speak with the tomatoes. Where did you work?
I work in a greenhouse in the flower, on the flower, and in Grimstad.
In Grimstad. In Grimstad.
Near Kristiansand.
Yeah. I know some of the greenhouses in Grimstad, but not all. Yeah. My cousin, she used to live next, very close to the sea, from this place. Yes. No?
You can eat anything in the world.
Gammelost is fantastic when you serve with a little bit jam.
Jam.
Yes, a little bit jam. And on black bread. And of course, you can have a small, not you, but some others. And have vodka too.
Some spirit. It goes with spirit. Yeah. All the same.
How can you eat?
With alcohol.
It's very easy, you put it in your mouth.
I think it's an acquired taste. You know when you
You need to mature a little bit.
Yes.
So
Same as classical
this is for
music,
people who
yeah.
like to live a little bit
So
dangerous.
preparation. So, did you ask your question? Yeah. Vova, you had a question. You kept it in mind, so.
What traditional food do you have?
What?
Traditional
The traditional food is what I say, sheep meat, and this is maybe the most
Like
traditional.
mutton, you call it mutton.
Yeah, mutton. Yes. This is maybe the most traditional food I can show you.
You see?
So
This,
has
Kate
tradition.
has the question.
And
Next.
also, this is very good as nutrition. It's so broad spectrum. Yes.
What is religion in Norway?
Most people are Lutheran, but the last 40 years we've had a big immigration of people from Pakistan, from Turkey, from Northern Africa. So, yeah, they were invited in order to work in Norway because the Norwegians, they didn't want to work. They wanted to, well, move money from one place to another place because they were growing in this way, they thought. So we need people to do normal manual work. You are coming from Ukraine to work in our greenhouse. Maybe I've been eating some of what you have been picking and working on. But that is...
With flowers, yeah.
With flowers, yeah. Fine. Did you live at Dønnesmoen?
Yes. So she's your neighbor?
No.
No.
You can take it out. So, but I don't know. I live in Stavanger. What any?
Fountain.
Foundings. Foundings, of course. Fountains. No, we don't have. Well, of course, we have fountains in the parks. Yes. And one of the most impressive and well-known parks in Norway is Vigelands Park in Oslo, with some fountains also. But we have waterfalls, which are quite impressive. So only an hour and a half away from my house.
Like natural, yeah?
Yes, it's natural. We have a waterfall 90 meters high. And the water is coming from the river and flowing directly down in a lake, small lake.
Igor, what about your question?
I don't have a question.
He likes cookies with poppy seeds, you know.
Cookies with poppy seeds are also popular in Norway. So you can, when you come from Ukraine, you can take some with you. Not for me, I don't eat them. But my children, they like, and other people. Yes?
Do you like Vinitsa?
I like Vinitsa. What I have seen, I came yesterday. I had a short time to absorb everything that I wanted to study or. Yeah. But maybe I'll come back someday and then I have better time. Now I can prepare myself. I've been to some very special places. One car museum.
Have you visited car museum in Vinitsa?
Yes.
Yes, a very nice guy. He will show
Did
us.
you like it?
Oh yes, that
It's
was
the
very
collection of one man, right? As
Yes,
far as I understand.
yes,
It's
yes,
a private
yes.
museum.
So it was a private museum, and he showed me a Moskvich from 1955, and that was a car factory stolen by Stalin in 1945. But what was interesting was they stole this car, and my mother, she had this car in 1938. She was driving Opel Olympia in 1938. And this man, he told me that this was an Opel Kadett. But as I told him, no, it's not correct. It is Opel Olympia. Yes. That my uncle told me.
Girl?
You was in Hitler's place.
No, I were. You were in Hitler's place.
Yeah.
You were in Hitler's place. Yes, I was. I say, I was. Yeah. But when you ask me, you were. Yeah.
Close to Vinitsa.
Yes, I was there. Very interesting. These big posters. I've taken pictures of all of them. So when I'm sitting on the train tonight, I will look at my computer and see. And then I can read. I just blow them up a little bit, so I can read the English text. Russian was very difficult, I must say. Yes.
How many years do children study in the school?
I can say some study some years, some study more years, and about me, I never finish. I still study. And if I can invite you to do the same, we will have a good world in the future.
But still 12 years, yeah?
Normally, of course. Formally, 12 years is normal. Now it's 13 years. First, 10 years in the basic school, and then 3 years after.
No, and we have 11 or 12 years in normal school and 5 years in
University?
Maybe university? Yes. So you have everything from your basic school. Yes, we have 2 levels. Before we are 19 and can continue in the university. So young people coming from Ukraine to Norway, they are accepted with the university exam, but they lose 1 year. Formally, they lose 1 year because you start on your a university career when you are 18, normally. While we start when we are 90. Yeah. So here are some discussions between the countries. Well, still suffering from the old cheese? Yeah. You have really learned the lesson today. But if you think it's very difficult, so then you throw it away and go and take a glass of water.
You know they're twins.
They are twins?
They are twins.
Ah, they don't look like that. One of them has glasses.
Yes, but they are twins.
Okay.
Guys, are you twins? Are you brothers?
Yes.
Yes, and one of them had chicken pox.
Okay. That's nothing to collect.
Yeah. Okay.
But it can happen. Yes. Good. And so what can I say?
In such a way he shows respect to your country.
That's very good. But this was the food for the Vikings.
It's
Very delicious. It's interesting taste. It has an interesting taste.
It has a very interesting taste.
it's delicious food.
No, don't make any fuss about it. Just go out and throw it. Go throw out. Hey.
Guys, do you have any questions?
But yes. Good. You are.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I could say I'm from home. But home is in Stavanger, and maybe I didn't show it clearly. And Stavanger is here. It is the capital of the oil industry. So a lot of people in Stavanger, they work with oil.
Oh, so it's a very good
Every
question.
second year, we have a big exhibition with people coming from all over the world. It's the second largest oil exhibition in the world. Only in Houston, Texas, they have a bigger one. We have, during three days, we have 40,000 visitors. And it's only 10 minutes from the airport. So, planes are landing and starting all day.
So if we're talking about Norway, which episodes or maybe nouns or in general like words you can name and why? And Eldar going to approve or not approve? For instance, when people tell me about Norway, because I've been there, of course, I'm cheating, but I always think about nature, natural wonders, and fjords. So for me, it's this. What about you? When people say Norway, what do you think about?
Fish.
Fish.
Yes.
Okay. Fish. Could you be specific? Cod.
Bear.
Salmon. What else?
I don't know. Fish.
Fish. Yeah.
I don't
Sheep.
Fish
Sheep.
is fish.
Sheep. Well, sheep.
Vikings.
Vikings.
Father, because my father.
Norwegian.
No, my father have been to Norwegian two
Norway.
times.
Has been to Norway 2 times.
Yes.
Has been to Norway 2 times.
Yes.
For holiday or for work?
For work.
I see.
He has been in Bergen.
Aha. What kind of work does he do?
Computer programmist.
I see, yes. IT programmer in Bergen. Yes, and half of my family lives in Bergen. My father came from this area. And that's also a very, very interesting story, which I have found out, but I don't think I will take it now. But the word, no, because you have some chocolate box.
You have to stay with it.
You have a chocolate box here called stril.
Strila.
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 Yes, and in Norway I am half strila. Because strils are the people living outside Bergen.
Ah.
And it comes from the old days.
Girl, you said it's
When-
fish.
No, it's you.
It's fish.
Sailor.
Ah, sailors.
Sailors, yes, yes, yes. That is a long tradition in Norway.
So,
No, the Strilas, they came from Ukraine as police and military people, hired by the German Hanseatic 600-700 years back.
I'm interested to hear from Galia when someone talks about Norway, which epithets or words come to your mind?
It's fjord.
Fjords, yeah. Okay, because
Have you been traveling in?
Yes,
before?
I've been in Trolltunga, Chirac, and Bergen.
I see. Yes.
Preikestolen.
Oh, Preikestolen.
Yes.
I've been to
And
Preikestolen.
Stavanger.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bah, bah, bah. No, I've been to Preikestolen, but I've never been to Chirac, and I have never been to Trolltunga.
Why?
No, because Trolltunga, that's brand new, and it's too tough for me.
40 kilometers.
What?
14 kilometers.
14 kilometers one way.
One way.
Yes, yes, yes. Now it's much better with Preikestolen. It's only 3. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I know Trolltunga is very tough. They opened this only a couple of years ago. Before that, it wasn't any idea at all. But Chirac was also quite modern. So when they became modern, I felt myself a little bit too old to walk up to Trolltunga. And if I came to Trolltunga, they would tell me, no, no, you stay home. So Chirac will be possible one day. So, my wife and her daughter, they went up to Chirac, and I should join them, but I was ill, so I was home in bed instead.
So could you tell us more, what are fjords? Everybody knows what is fjord? No? And you prepared some.
Fjords is
You
an
prepared
inlet,
some pictures. I know.
an
for-
inlet from the ocean with salt water, seawater, and it's covered, both sides covered with rocks. And they can be very deep. So under the pulpit rock where you were, it's 600 meters high. But did you know that this stone wall went also 400 meters down under the sea? So this wall is 1 kilometer of straight rock. And in the middle of the fjord, it's 490 meters deep. And I've been working as a tour guide on Lysefjord. And I walk up to the pulpit rock with English, of other English-speaking guests, and also German. I speak German the way I speak English. So I've been working up there.
And could you tell us, please, in Norwegian, how are you?
Hey, hos har du det?
What? Hey.
Hey, hos har du det? That's Norwegian
And Christmas.
saying,
How are you?
hey, how are you?
And in Merry Christmas?
Merry Christmas, god jul. God jul.
Good.
Christmas is jul.
God jul.
God jul.
Yeah, German people, they have julslag. It's like special cake which
Yes.
they cook for Christmas.
Yes, and they call it
jul.
julslag, yes.
Julslag,
But
yes.
in German it's Weihnachten.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
frohes Weihnachten. But in Scotland, they have taken some of our Christmas words. So they don't have Christmas tree, they have a Yule tree. Yeah. And they don't have a house, they have a hus, like in Norway.
What about Santa Claus?
Julenissen.
You listen.
Julenissen.
So it's a key word. Yeah.
Jul is the key word, yes. That's our, it's an old traditional celebration of the year is turning. Yes, yes, yes. Long before Jesus Christ or anything else. But they had to mix some ideas in order to sell it to the people.
Any other questions? Yeah.
What is the famous place for tourists in Norway?
Oh, the famous place.
Yes.
Oh,
Norway.
very difficult to say. Stavanger has just been opened as a touristical city for cruise tourists. And the harbor of our city is so big that when you have seen pictures of these cruise ships, they take between 2,500 and 3,000 tourists.
By
on
the
one
way,
boat.
Norwegian
But,
really
but-
recommend it around
yes.
the world.
But in Stavanger, we can take 5 ships in one day. We have quite a big harbor. Bergen is very popular as a tourist goal, and Oslo is popular. And so we have the fjords, and there is a small place called Flom. There are only 200 people living there, but in summertime they have about 5,000 every day. Yeah. And they go up the hill with the train and down again. That's what they do, nothing else. So I wonder why. And next to Flom, you like to carry on and go on a tour. There is a tunnel, 24 kilometers in the mountain. Takes you 20-25 minutes to go through. And they change the light during the tour through the tunnel, so that the drivers are not falling asleep, to avoid this. And when you put all the Norwegian tunnels together, you can drive in a tunnel from southern Norway all the way through Denmark, here to Paris. When you count all our tunnels. Excuse me, we have much more than that, but that was only for the driving. Then we have water tunnels for the power plants.
So we have just 5 minutes left. Maybe you want to conclude and tell something quintessential. We really need to know about Norway.
Yes, some quintessential, yes. Now what can I say? Norway is very different from south to north. So we speak the same language, but we have a lot of different dialects. So there is difference every place. So when she lives in Grimstad, learning a dialect in Grimstad, well, she needs to almost take a new course when she gets to Stavanger in order to understand people. So very large difference between people speaking. And so in my district, I live in Stavanger, Sandnes 15 kilometers away, Bryne 15 kilometers more. I can have 1, 2, 3 people sitting, I don't know them, I just hear they are discussing. And I can point and say, oh yes, he's from Stavanger, this man is from Bryne, and he is from Sandnes. Yes. That's difficult in minutes. But we can at home because we have been trying to keep our dialects, and we try to motivate people to speak their dialect. Yeah. And Norwegian people, maybe because of this is one of the reasons that Norwegian people, they learn language, are quite clever. When you hear Norwegian people speaking English, or they speak fluently. In Ukraine, 90% of all the Norwegians would have top results in English under a test.
We will have some as well. At our school we will have the same.
Yeah, I hope so.
Tourism.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. Yes, 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 of course. It's coming, it's coming.
So any other last minute questions, comments?
Yes.
Does he know?
And there was still some more cheese, if somebody wants. No, but
Thank you.
But it's okay. So welcome to Norway. I don't know how you planned this now all finished, because I can find the computer and we can look through some pictures.
Yes, we could
Yeah, if there is
after,
time.
because some of them need to go.
Or
so
if somebody is really interested, I can sell my wife's book for 80 grivna. It's Rus Viking. It's Vikings in Russia. So how the Viking invasion came to Russia. My pleasure.